So, the conservative leader or conservative party leader, Olukemi Olufunto Badenoch or Badenoch Nee Adegoke, is continuing to blow brimstone and spit fire. Why is this? The internet woke up to the news of the conservative leader Kemi Badenoch with more videos of her and her party, what they are going to do. And I was like, hold on. In as much as I love the fact that she's pressing on the neck of Nigerian police, Nigerian, politicians, everything Nigerian authorities who have continuously failed every Nigerians. In as much as I love the fact that she's pressing on their necks, and I know the reason why she's doing this. Obviously, she's doing all of this. She's saying all of these things because she wants to score points with the people here in the UK, with the hope that if she becomes the prime minister one day, that they will vote for her and stuff. So all of these things, I just want us to be calming down a little bit. All of these things she has said, she's only put them out there as something our party will do if she became a prime minister. Note if, with a capital letter, if she ever becomes the party leader or the prime minister in the UK. So what are these changes? So the number one changes which she mentioned is that for you to stay permanently in the UK, you need to have stayed for 10 years. So that's going to go from 5 years to 15 to 10 years. Like before you actually became a permanent resident in the UK, Olukemi is telling us that it used to be 5 years. Now it has to go to, it's moved up to 50 to 10 years. So which means that for me, for example, it only took me 4 years. After 4 years, I got my indefinite leave to remain. And after 4 years, when I got my indefinite leave to remain, I was able to, naturalize to become a British citizen a year after. So in total, it took me 5 years. So the 5 years was right. So now she's about to double that process, which means that in the entire time, before you can actually become a British citizen, it's going to take you in total of about 15 years. So there's a video here she released that I want us to listen to, all right? Let's listen to the video together, okay?
1. If you want to stay in our country permanently and apply for indefinite leave to remain, the time you have to live here before you apply will increase from 5 years to 10 years.
So you guys heard her there. So which means that on a normal day, when I applied for my indefinite leave to remain, this was about maybe, it was in 2010, so it was about 15 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and it cost me about 1,500 and something pounds. So when I went to go check how much it currently costs, I'm going to leave the figure here, it's almost 3,000 pounds for you to apply for indefinite leave to remain. And then who knows how much it's going to cost again, because for you to become a British citizen, for you to naturalize, you'll have to write the life in UK test, which I believe they'll probably be changing that as well. When that auntie in London went to go and be using a wig to go and be doing the life in the UK test for people. So I'm thinking they will probably change that procedure as well. So Kemi is telling us now that from 5 years of you getting leave to remain, it's going to be 10 years. That's what she's saying to us. And it's been mentioned severally that the amount of money that the British community, the British system is making from migration, it's more or less like it's the migration, like people that are migrating to the UK that are actually bringing in the money, for the British people. So the second thing she also said that she's changing is that only people who are net contributors can apply, especially if you want to bring family in. So you have to have a certain high threshold. You have to have a high threshold job, which means that you have to be earning maybe in the figure of 30 something or from 40 something per annum. Those are the people that will be considered to apply for that. And also, if you plan on bringing in your family, maybe your children and your wife, it obviously the terms of threshold of how much you are supposed to be earning is going to be double or even triple. So that's what she said. So let's listen to that so that you can hear it from his horse's mouth herself. So she said this number 2.
Will have to be a net contributor with a high enough salary, especially if you want to bring family members with you.
So with that being said, she said that if you want to bring a family in, on a normal day, migrants are working. They are pulling all the shifts, pulling all the overtimes. So I don't understand all this talk of you have to do this, you have to that. Migrants are actually working in the UK. They are working, they are contributing. Like, I'm going to put a figure here that states what the migrants are bringing into the UK, that shows what migrants are actually contributing to the British system. So this talk of us saying, except you have to be a major contributor, they are working anyway. And for so far, there's a threshold that has been set in place for people who are coming with various visas. As long as they continue to meet that threshold, why do you want to make it difficult for them? Why do you want to make it difficult? And this is coming from somebody who was also, left Nigeria to come into the UK to give birth to her in Wimbledon. So before the British Nationality Act was actually scrambled and turned all over a place, that was how she was able to gain that British citizenship. So why is she trying to cut such avenue? Because the route which she is trying to make difficult for people now was the same route she came through, which got her to where she is right now. Exactly. So maybe number 2B, she said, as a criminal, you will be banned. Anyone with criminal records will be banned. Either criminal record you've gained from your time in the UK, you will be banned. That is, don't even think of ever wanting to become a British citizen in the UK. So let's go to number 3. So number
3, if you've claimed benefits or need social housing, you can't even apply.
So benefit claimants are automatically not eligible. And I'm of the opinion, and I believe clearly that people who are coming into the UK with various visas, it obviously says there on their visas that no recourse to public fund. And don't get me wrong, I've seen some cases of some people who, though they came with such visa that says that they have no recourse to public fund, who have tried to go get social housing, who have tried to go, even apply for benefits, even apply for free school meal. I know all of these things. They said they are in place, but I often say to people that if they're telling you that, there's free school meal for your kid, there's this for that, ensure you are checking with Citizen Advice Bureau before you attempt to go and put your neck in it, because you don't know what you're going to apply for. And when it's time for you to renew your visa or to apply for indefinite leave to remain, they will tell you you've done something that you shouldn't have applied for. So she's telling us now that if you've claimed benefit before, while on whatever visa that you have, you will not be entitled. Or if you've claimed social housing, and in one of our videos she was saying that migrants are taking over the place and there's not enough housing, blah 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 blah.
One of the things that is so extraordinary is that housing cannot keep up with the demand. This is one of the reasons why I have announced that we are changing our policy as Conservatives on indefinite leave to remain. Citizenship is a privilege, it is not an entitlement, and it has become too easy for people to gain British citizenship, to stay in our country, to access benefits and social housing.
When it comes to these benefit things, I can categorically tell that it is the British people, regardless of their races, that are the ones claiming benefit. Because at the end of the day, nobody is coming here to fight for their benefit for them. Any migrant I see, they work. Whatever it is that the government decides to give them on top is because they are entitled to it. And it's always been a long run. Before you are even entitled to any benefit whatsoever in this country, you have to have your permanent residency before you are entitled to anything. So, like I said, I've seen some people who have actually applied when they shouldn't have. And then number 4, she went on to say that
4, we will increase the time before you can apply for a British passport from 12 months to 5 years, meaning it will take a minimum of 15 years to start an application.
It's not going to be 12 months anymore, it's going to be 5 years. So after you've applied for your indefinite leave to remain, you now wait for another 5 years before you apply to become British citizen. Meaning that it will take a total minimum of 15 years from the start of your application to when you can become a British citizen. So it will take you 15 years from when you start your application of wanting to live in the UK permanently to becoming a British citizen. That is what Olukemi is telling us. Yes. So instead of 4 years after indefinite leave to remain, 1 year to apply for naturalization, the total entire time, minimum, she's even saying minimum is 15 years. Chai, God help us. So number 5.
5, if you enter this country illegally or outstay your visa, you will be banned from ever gaining leave to remain or a passport.
That does make sense. Obviously, it's every country that is trying to get rid of illegal immigrants, illegal immigration and stuff like that. So, but then, would you not think that if somebody have been here all this while, even all these people that have entered as illegal immigrants, some of them find a way of working, and when they work, they pay tax. So the UK government or the British government cannot tell me that they don't know that people actually work and they pay tax even though they are not legal to be in this country. even though they are not legal to be in this country. So she went on to start to continue to say that, you know what, there's social housing issues, and I think what she's doing right now, if she's making it difficult for people to come in, and she's telling us that there's no social housing on a normal day, yes, the country has actually catered for the amount of people in. Then, when this during COVID period, when they opened the avenue, when they opened the border that people should come in, no care visa, they were the one that asked people to come. People are sitting down gingerly in their country, minding their business when the British government decided to open border and ask people to come in. And also, do you know the amount of students that were coming into the UK or that are still coming into the UK? Do you know how much or the net profit of international students alone in terms of school fees that are coming into the UK? And I was thinking to myself that let's just for one day, let all migrants in the United Kingdom for one day not go to work. And let's see how the British workflow system will work for that day. Let's see how they will stand for that day. If all immigrants who are in various workplaces, let's all just sit down for one day and not go to work, and let's see if they survive. With that being said, migrants, immigration is the backbone of the British government, is the backbone of the British system. So if she's now putting all of these things in, anyway, it's still in a way people can still like, you know, mellow down, because it won't be until 2029 before the next election. So so many things can change before then. So many things can change before then. But then, with that being said, this is their country, and I believe lots of Nigerians do not like this act that Kemi Badenoch has started, because they are like, Nigerians, and they've always said that Africans, we always overdo, we always do the job more than how they sent us, and this is one of them. Kemi Badenoch is doing one of those, you know, talk about African people that, any African people with any job, they always overdo the job more than the person who even trained themselves. With that being said, it's high time for our own country, our own government to start to make back up better. Abike Dabiri is asking that people in diaspora should come back home. Look at the state of Nigeria right now. Look at the state of Nigeria. Let our government start to wake up, start to have the fear of God, start to have conscience to stop embezzling money, allegedly. Let them start taking care of the system back home in Nigeria, so that people like me and thousands of migrants in diaspora everywhere would want to come back home, because if the home is good, if back home in Nigeria is good, why would people want to come here? And if people want to come here, it's probably only going to be for tourism or for holidays. But if everything back home is not in order, if good schools are not there, if security is not there, if the education system is not being interrupted with ASU strike, all of these things, if there's good medical facilities, if there are good roads, if there are so many of the things we enjoy here that we wish we have back home in Nigeria, if those things are in place, I can guarantee you people will not leave. So I understand that this is the British people trying to, you know, maintain and control their own things so that it doesn't get out of hand. Because yes, we hear every day, even Nigerian people are now, they are starting to laugh at people in Britain that that they know of people who are actually coming to Nigeria to come and have their surgery done because of the waiting system on the NHS. Yes, the NHS is actually functioning at an overload now. They are working way beyond what they could actually contain. You know the amount of people that come into the UK every year. We've not even counted the population of the people in Britain, and the migrants are coming. So yes, NHS is like on the condemn. So yeah, people everywhere are actually complaining. British people are coming to Nigeria for surgeries. Yes, that's because the NHS is struggling. And with that being said, we don't blame the Conservative Party leader who is saying that this is what she's going to do. And with that being said, I won't be surprised if the Labour Party start to steal some of the things that she's saying, trying to hide it into their own so that they can win the next election. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. I know that Kemi Badenoch will still not be loved by a lot of people. Yes, she will still not be loved by a lot of people. For me, I am behind her for pressing the neck of Nigerian people. Nigerian police and the Nigerian government. I am behind her. But this line of action which is going through or which is about to put out air, it's going to affect everybody. It does not matter if I'm a Nigerian or if you're not a Nigerian. It's going to affect a lot of people. Like all people from who travel to the UK for work or to live. It's going to affect everybody. As it is, let us make a better place of our own country. If our own country is good, if our own country, Nigeria, is better, trust me, people will pack their bags and they will come back home to Nigeria. Guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in regards to these things that Kemi Badenoch has shared, that she wants to pakpa if she ever becomes a prime minister in the UK. And are you of the opinion, or if you are a Nigerian in diaspora, do you think you ever go back home to Nigeria if Nigeria is the way we want it? Leave all your thoughts and opinion in the comment section as always. And if you've watched this video till now, you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? So don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any other videos or posts from me, and do not hesitate to join my membership, and I hope to catch up with you in my next video. All right, bye for now. Bye.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearrange